should start. Let's not wait for. I mean, all the participants there. The grammarian's not in yet, right?
Yes.
Heroes.
She's online, right?
Farzana is online now.
Farzana is online. Oh, is he? I can't see her.
No, she is not.
I've got two Gangadhar Raos here. I think one is Anuradha.
No, one is VP membership, one is evaluator.
Where is our good
Just
member,
Anuradha?
We have not seen her for a while.
Increasing the count in the meeting.
Okay. No, but you can always ask Anuradha to come, so we can have more counts.
Yeah. How is it? Can you tell me how is it now? The voice now?
Now it's better. It's better.
Much better.
Much better.
Yeah, that was Chinese. This is original. That was Chinese.
Great. Now you know. Toastmaster Waseem, let's move.
Yes, let's start.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. A warm welcome all of you to the 49th meeting of Bahrain IT Professionals Toastmasters Club with the theme Power of Now. Before I start the meeting, I request all of you to please turn off your mobile phones or keep them on a silent mode. Our club mission is to provide supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. But without further ado, now I hand over a control to our president to call meeting in order. Please welcome our club president, TM Santosh Ibrahim, with huge round of applause.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Waseem, our Surgeon at Arms, for that wonderful introduction and the wonderful preface. And the meeting number 49 of the BITP Toastmasters is called to order. Well, can we confirm that is there any other official apologies today? I know that half of our members are not in today, but is there any official apologies by PVP Education?
Yes, Mr. President, the timer, Toastmaster Ahmed, he apologized at the last minute. So Toastmaster Waseem, he will replace him and he will do the role of timer, inshallah.
All right. Thank you so much. We have a lot of people missing. I think it's because of Ramadan. We anyway, thank for the ones who have made the time to be here. I think we should be calling up members personally right now since we have missed some of them for a while. And can I confirm with the TMOD again, who's the Vice President Education, that the agenda is in order? Or is there any modifications to the ones which is released recently? The last...
yes, as of yesterday's agenda, we just slight changes we have done in it. So we're supposed to have two speakers, but we have now one speaker. And the table topic master has been replaced from the TM Khalid, and I will be doing the table topic master as per my...
And the timer has been replaced too, right?
Timer has been replaced.
With that changes, can somebody propose this, the agenda?
I, Toastmaster Mohammed adopt the agenda.
Toastmaster Mohammed adopted the agenda. Can somebody second it, please?
I Toastmaster, I second it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Neros. So moving forward, I would like to have the introduction of the guests. We don't have many guests around here. We have one person here from Kansas. Mogre, I don't know. I think you're driving, but would you like to briefly introduce yourself?
Thank you for having me. My name is Job Mogire. I am a Toastmaster in Kansas. But as you can tell from my Californian accent, I am originally from Africa, originally from Kenya. I've been a member of Toastmasters since 2014. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Wonderful. Well, good to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know you're driving, but it's still good to have you here, and hope you would stay across and love the meeting. Thanks again for joining us today. And I don't see any other guests. If I missed anybody, no, I don't think. there is only one guest. Thank you so much. So moving forward, fellow Toastmasters and my dear friends, brothers and sisters, what do you do when you come face to face with fear? Fear is the dark room where negatives are developed. That's a saying which I've heard for a long time. Fear is the dark room where negatives are developed. What do you do when you come face to face with fear? Now, in a pandemic situation like this, every day we come face to face with fear. There's nobody in this world, even if they refuse to accept it or not, there is nobody in this world who are not afraid. Either they're afraid of the pandemic, afraid of the virus, afraid of losing their jobs, afraid of losing businesses, afraid of contracting the virus, or even afraid of even thinking whether is it okay for me to take the vaccines. And the people who have taken the vaccines are wondering whether is it okay, will the vaccines have any side effects? And leaving all those pandemic fears aside, biggest fears are the fears that stops us from doing better in life. Several times in my life, if you ask me, there are several times where I have not taken up great challenges because of the fear of falling down or fear of failing. Several times I could not take up major challenges or decided not to take up the challenges because of the fear of failing. What will people think? What will people, imagine? What if I fail? That is the reason why some of us do not take up challenges in life. And if you look at the opportunities that came knocking on your door several times, and if you take a moment to recollect back to these opportunities, there are some opportunities you let them go. And if you had taken those opportunities, you wouldn't have been where you are today. And every opportunity that comes knocking to you, and these people, some of you are available here, even in the midst of this pandemic, in the midst of Ramadan, taking time, you've actually taken an opportunity, because every time you come to Toastmasters is an opportunity. I remember one of the famous movies, that I loved a lot since I was a child was the Rocky, the boxing movie, the story of Rocky Balboa. Now, Rocky was a great favorite character. When you look at Rocky as a person, Rocky was a person with a lot of limitations. Rocky as a character had a lot of limitations, but yet he was a person who had hearts, miles and miles of heart. He was a white-hearted person, an overachiever who wanted to passionate to be achieved. He did everything possible to become a heavyweight champion, or rather, to be a champion, boxing champion. And what happened is that in the first part of Rocky, he got defeated by Apollo Creed. And second part, he wins over Apollo Creed. And then he is now the champion, reigning. He's having a good life. He's all good. But that point of time, there is a challenger that comes into his life. Challenger, whose name is Clubber Lang. Clubber Lang comes and challenges this man, Rocky Balboa. And Rocky decides to take up the fight. And once the fight has been fixed, his wonderful manager, the manager he loved so much, said, Rocky, you cannot fight this one because this guy, Clubber is a person, the role was filled up by Mr. T, who was a heavyweight champion, who was a wrestling champion. And he said, Mr. T, this Clubber guy is a very, very cruel guy. He's going to kill you. You need to back out and you need to come out of this fight because it could be dangerous for you. But either ways, the fight was fixed. But the night before the fight, Mikey, the favorite loving manager of Rocky Balboa, had a heart attack and he passed away, having the grief of losing a great friend. And after all the grievances, all the worry in his mind, he steps forward the next day to face that fight, and he fails miserably. He is beaten to pulp, in fact. And he's facing his own demons, having lost a battle, having lost that victory. How many times have we felt that joy, that fear of losing? Once you lose something, you feel a fear that you're always losing. Once you feel a fear, when you're always winning, you're always on the winning streak. But sometimes when you fail at one time, how many of you are able to maintain that confidence? Now, Rocky lost that confidence after he failed. And the match was rematch. The rematch was fixed. And this time, his coach was his first opponent, Apollo Creed. Sometimes, our opponents can be our best mentors. And Rocky's first opponent, the one he defeated earlier, Apollo Creed is now his mentor. and now is coach. And Apollo Creed comes to coach him, and he learns a lot of new things from his opponent whom he defeated earlier. So it doesn't matter, even in Toastmasters, who wins or who doesn't win. We have something to learn from everybody. Now, when Apollo Creed tries to train Rocky Balboa, he understands that Rocky's got a limitation. Rocky has got a problem. He's not able to train himself well. He is failing. He's not able to be in his right mind. He doesn't have that eye of the tiger. He doesn't have that passion, the drive, the killer instinct. So he tells Rocky, listen, Rocky, there is something wrong with you. You are not yourself. And then Apollo Creed realizes this fact that he has got that fear in him, that great fear inside him. That fear, that how did that fear creep into him? That fear crept into him when he lost the battle to Clubber Lang. Every time in our lives, do not expect us to win, because there will be times when you lose. But it is not the people who lose who are big failures. It is the people who do not take that chance and take that chance to stand up to face that fear. It is not the ones who fall down that is the loser. It is the ones who do not take that daringness to face that fear. You know, every human being, no matter, and even Rocky Balboa, the great man, had fear in him. And then the first thing that he had to ask is that you need to get that eye of the tiger back. You need to get that fear off. Unless you have able to get that fear off, you cannot succeed in life. And if Rocky Balboa as a heavyweight champion could have fear, every human being could have fear. So many of us have become very good speakers because we were able to face our fear of failing, of saying the wrong words, of being embarrassed. We were able to face that fear and come across, and today those fears are behind us. They have taken a back seat. And sometime when you fail, somewhere from that back seat, the fear can come across and take up the front seats. But you should not allow that. You know, we can become good leaders because we could conquer our fear. It's not the one who falls who's a loser. It's the one who doesn't try that is a loser. It is not if you're able to try, if you're able to fail, even if you fall, even if you fail, you will not falter. Because when you get up, people are not going to remember your once fallen down nature. People are going to remember your getting up nature, your bounce back nature. So it doesn't matter where you're fallen in life, where you're fallen in Toastmasters, where you're fallen in your speaking career, in your career, in your IT career, wherever your domain career, it is time that you get up and have a bounce back mentality. You know, Mark Twain had said something great, say that, do the things that you fear, and the death of fear is certain. But most of us do not take that in the right sense. We see we are afraid to do the things because we feel that the fear of death is certain. But actually, Mark Twain said, do the things that you fear, so that the death of fear is certain. So today, let that kill your fears by facing the fears across. And let us go with even greater enthusiasm and great vitality across. This Toastmasters movement was formed by Dr. Razi Smelly in the year 1924 in Santa Ana, California, to give opportunity for a lot of people to face their fears. And this wonderful organization today has more than 358,000 members spread across 143 countries. And we are here as a small club, as part of this great organization. Welcome to the BITB Toastmasters Club, where IT professionals are transformed into great leaders and great communicators. Here, we learn to face our fears and to eventually conquer them with wonderful vitality that is unique to each one of us. Welcome one more time to the 49th meeting of the BITB Toastmasters Club. Thank you and welcome again. To captain our meeting today as a TMOD, we always call him as the veteran Toastmaster, but he's not an old guy. You know, he's the youngest, vibrant chap, the mafia style, always the person with the mafia hat. And he is our vice president education and the incoming area director, or the area director elect of Area 3. Please welcome our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ahmed Al Balooshi, with a big round of applause. Toastmaster Ahmed, the floor is yours.
You can hear me? Great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Fellow Toastmaster, dear guests, good evening. This lovely day with the lovely spirit that we have, and I hope that everybody had a pleasant iftar. And for those who are away, like Mr. Toastmaster from Mugir, from USA. So I would like to welcome everyone over here to this 49th meeting of BITP Toastmaster Club, and I hope that it will be an enjoyable and what do you call it, a simple meeting where everybody will be happy and enjoy the session with the activity that we have. Of course, I will not take a much long time. I will go through the agenda very soon, but I just wanted to continue where Toastmaster Santosh stopped about the fear, where for me, I always say that to defeat your fear, you have to step forward and you have to face your fears and you have to defeat it. Otherwise, it will stay all your life behind you and you just watch your back because you cannot get rid of it. You need to push yourself because no one else is going to do it for you. We fall, we fail, we break, but then we rise, we heal, we overcome things, we solve our issues. Also, we cannot do these things alone. We have to do it with supportive people, our families, our friends, our colleagues. We lead not by our words, we lead by example. I hope that everybody a pleasant night today and for the rest of the Ramadan 15 days coming also in the front of us. I hope it will be easy and simple for everyone, inshallah. Now let's go for the agenda. I would like to introduce our role players for today. Let's start with our timer Toastmaster. Actually, it was Toastmaster Ahmed risk, but he apologized at the last moment. So Toastmaster Waseem, he will be replacing him. So I would like to welcome him and for him to introduce his role. Toastmaster Waseem, please introduce your role.
Thank you, TMOD, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Good evening once again. As timer, my responsibility is to time the table topic speakers, formal speeches, and the evaluation. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using green, amber, and red virtual background, which donate specific time remaining. Table topic speakers should limit the remarks to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will change the background to green. At 1 minute 30 seconds to amber. At 2 minutes red. Those giving speeches should limit their remarks to their specific speech times. Icebreaker speeches should be 4 to 6 minutes in length. At 4 minutes, I will just flip to green, 5 minutes amber, 6 minutes red. The individual evaluation should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will just change the background to green. At 2 minutes, 30 seconds, amber. At 3 minutes, red. A formal speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Speech at 5 minutes, I will just change the background to green. At 6 minutes, amber. At 7 minutes, red. 30 seconds grace periods will be given to all speakers to wind up their speeches. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Waseem. And now with our counter, who will be counting your ahs and ums and anything that is not within the English vocabulary. Please welcome with me Toastmaster Mohammed Nairouz. Please introduce your role.
Thank you, Mr. TMOD. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of the R-counter is to note the words, sounds that are used as a crutch or pose filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen to overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase, such as I, or this means, this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. TMOD.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mohammed. Thank you very much. And now with our grammarian who will read her roles as a grammarian to keep tracking of the incorrect and particularly good uses of the grammar. Toastmaster Fatma, please introduce your role.
Thank you, Mr. TMOD. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, good evening. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. It is also my duty to introduce the word of the day and the phrase of the day. For today's meeting, the word is vitality. It's a noun, which means energy, strength, endurance. Example of using the word, she had a glow and vitality pouring from her and the sweet smell of success filled the air. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day in their speeches. I will present my report when called upon by the General Evaluator. Over to you, Mr. TMOD.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Fatma. Thank you very much for the introduction. Now let's go for our star that always shine, the TM Khalid Jalal, who will be playing the role of General Evaluator. Please read your role.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ahmed Balooshi. Well, Toastmasters and two guests in this meeting, very good evening to you all. My role as General Evaluator is to evaluate the entire session from the start of the meeting. Actually, my role starts even before start of the meeting till the time I'm called to submit my report. As always, we say we cannot do the job alone. We always work as a team. And to show the great teamwork, I'll be working closely with our timer, our counter, and grammarian. With the help of the three pillars I have, I'll be submitting my report. And what has gone right in this meeting? What are the areas of further improvements? From my perspective, I'll be sharing when I'm called upon. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, DTM Khalid. Thank you very much for this introduction. Now, we will be having, before we start the education session, we will be having some announcement that will be announced to you by our IPP, DTM Khalid. So I would kindly ask him to go ahead and read this announcement to the member of the club, please.
Should I do it now or after the speech?
Well, we can do it now because it's written in the agenda, but we can do, if you want, we can do it at the end.
Okay. So my announcement is not an announcement, actually. It's a request from all the club members. Now, we all know the Toastmasters term is coming to an end. And with that, we need to select or elect our new ExCom for the club. The ExCom members are the leaders who needs to take the club to the next level, ensure the club is in good hands. So as a procedure, we ask our members to nominate themselves, and we also ask other members if they feel someone is having the potential to take up the leadership role, they can nominate that member as well as a colleague. Now, how are we doing it? We have already circulated a link, kind of a survey, where you can nominate yourself, and you can also recommend someone else on your behalf that Mr. So-and-so or Miss So-and-so can also be suitable for a particular XCOM role. Survey was circulated. I have still not received the 100% response. So I'll request all the members, if you have not responded, please respond so that we can compile the results, and in the next meeting we can present it and select, we can install the new XCOM. It's important that we do this role, and it's important all the members to participate in the XCOM because it's what we learn the leadership skills. When you take a particular role with the responsibilities, that's why you can check your potential, you learn from your colleagues, everyone is there to help each other. It's a great opportunity to come forward and take up these leadership roles and help the club grow. So my request to all of you is once again, please reach out to your colleagues as well if they have not submitted their nominations for themselves or they have not recommended any of the colleagues. Let them fill the survey once again. So we have the data available with us and it will help us to make our decision much faster. With that, I wish you all the best and a great end of this term and a great next term to come. Looking forward for everyone's cooperation. Thank you very much, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, TM Khalid. Thank you very much for your and I hope that everybody track with what TM Khalid said. We need to make sure that everything is in line and everybody is in line with what we are doing. We have plans for 2021 and 2022, and inshallah, BITP, we are planning to grow. This growth needs everybody's support. Everyone's over here and the people even who are not here. After Ramadan, inshallah, we will do a bigger meeting and we will try to get the people into a meeting and tell them that exactly what is our vision and what we want to do, inshallah. Thank you very much, TM Khalid. And now let's go to our education session. Unfortunately, we have only one speaker today. We're supposed to have two speakers, but at the last minute we have changed the plan due to some urgent circumstances. So we have only one speaker, which is DTM Mohammed Viqaruddin. But before that, I would kindly ask the evaluator, Toastmaster Jahangir, Toastmaster, who is the, sorry for that, I apologize for that. Okay, Gangadhar Rao, sorry. Toastmaster Gangadhar Rao, he will be the evaluator for Toastmaster Mohammed Viqaruddin. I would kindly ask him to step forward and read the objective of his speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So I think the iftar effect is still there on our Toastmaster. So our speaker, Toastmaster Mohammed Viqaruddin, today is delivering his level 5 speech from Pathways Dynamic Leadership. I hope that is the last project from the Pathways for him. And the purpose of this project is that the member to apply skills needed to successfully lead in a volunteer or an organization. Also, the purpose of the speech is to apply the feedback taken using 360 degrees evaluation feedback taken from the different members of the club. How did he apply that? So that's what he is going to deliver through his speech today. I wish our speaker, Toastmaster Gangadhar, all the best with his speech. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Gangadhar. Thank you very much. And now we will leave you with our marvelous Toastmaster, the very active, we call him the vitality, who has lots of vitality and energy to pass it towards everyone inside and outside the club. And he's doing a great job with his role, well, current role as a VPPR, but he's doing, and he reached this advanced level of level 5 and his pathway, which is dynamic leadership. I really congratulate him for his spirit to move forward until this stage. He will be leading in any situation. This is, I think, the closing of the completion of his level 5 speech, which is lead in any situation. His speech will be from 8 to 10 minutes. Please welcome with me Toastmaster Mohammed Viqaruddin and his speech.
My voice is audible?
Yes, it is audible.
For timer, my speech is 8 to 10 minutes.
It is, yes. I just said it.
Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. Quote by John F. Kennedy. Let me tell you, fellow Toastmasters, our honored guest, today's speech about mine, lead any situation. For that, I need to apply 360-degree evaluation as a violent leader, which at the moment I am doing as a Vice President Public Relations. While I joined as a Toastmasters, I got inspired from the previous Toastmaster Ahmed Balooshi. He was a Vice President Public Relations and he is doing a great job. While I was attending the meeting, I saw him. So I have taken that opportunity why I should not apply for a Vice President Public Relations. So I applied as a leader. The quality of 360-degree, what you need. Number one is leadership. Number two is communication. Number three, interpersonal skills. Number four, teamwork and team building. Number five, problem solving. Number six, motivation. Number seven, prioritization. And number eight, reliability. So this kind of skills, I received a 360 evaluation feedback from my club president, VP Education, my mentor and IPP, DTM Khalid Jalal, and VPM. My role was not up to the club. I take a lead position beyond the club as I got opportunity from the IPP. Then I joined area level as an assistant CGT. From there, again, I got opportunity to reach up to the district. So there I worked under district PQD as a marketing coordinator. So wherever the situation was coming, I am adopting to learn leadership and how to perform this role. That to such a great organization where around you have a great people always encourage you, motivate you, enthusiasm you to learn more about communication, leadership in yourself. So the first situation where encounter for me, I don't know about Vice President Public Relations role, and it was challenging for me. I asked about my previous Vice President Public Relations, give me some knowledge transfer. And he encouraged me, don't worry, you will get trained. I don't know, again, still I am in a dilemma what to do and how I can perform. Then pandemic situation is giving an opportunity for me to roam around the world, where I try to learn as much as I can. And I take that opportunity because this is the right time I can go everywhere and learn the leadership, communication, and beyond this one. So I apply on the club level, Vice President Public Relation, after my COT, Club Officer Training. Then they're talking about Toastmasters branding. Then I put some strategy on that. I make BASE. BASE stands for branding. A stands for activity. S stands for strategy communication. And E is education. This is where I apply. The branding, what do you think about branding? Branding means just coming to your mind, think of pizza. Pizza, that too, Domino's pizza. What do you think about that? That will come to your mind, some dominoes in your mind. Similarly, you listen about IBM. Then there is some logo will come IBM. Similarly, in the Toastmasters, I learn about Toastmasters image, Toastmaster branding, which is their image. Wherever I make a public relation about flyer or making some kind of a PR activity, I put the brand of Toastmasters. And brand also I make my club members, president. He is well known in the social media. Apart from this one, we have a VPM, Gangadhar Rao. He is also a great, good connected in the social media. Apart from this one, so I make them branding wherever I can. Then activity, I started activity going around and joining meetings, clubs, wherever I get the time. In this pandemic situation, we are online, and sometimes this meeting is happening. We are working in the daytime and in the night in the US. So I said, okay, why I cannot use my free time? So I join their meeting. I take their experience as an activity. I see how they are successfully in their PR activity and how they are successfully in the Toastmasters communication, how they are learning about leadership. I am very passionate Toastmaster, so I learn a lot during this situation as a opportunity. Then strategic communication, I try to make myself education, like I'm trying to make networking with wherever I am joining, I am promoting our club. It's a part of branding. So our club name, I learned some of the United States where they're talking about, they don't know, first of all, Bahrain. They said, okay, we came to know from you the Bahrain. Where is it? It is in Middle East. So I am not saying I promote Bahrain, but it is the branding of BITP is rich, not even in Bahrain, anywhere, wherever I go, I promote as a club. Beyond this one, I make as a Bahrain IT Professional Toastmasters Club and the members and all those. About the education, I was very not known much. Then I joined as a COT and make about education, about how I can educate our members. Have you seen our members? Wherever I'm getting a chance, I'm sending to the WhatsApp more information to them. Let them aware and get educated about what's happening outside beyond our club. So I'm not saying you spend a lot on the only for Toastmaster. Toastmaster is a Evaluator organization where you need to give only your personal 15 to 30 minutes in a day. Don't give much because it's a Evaluator, but it will giving you value for your personal professional growth. This is about my club. Then I beyond on the area level where I don't know what is CGD, Club Growth Director, where under the leadership of Area Director DTM Ahmed, where I was not known what is CGD. Then he's explained about CGD Club Growth Director. The purpose of the CGD role is to promote, market the clubs, making establish a new club. I got a feedback from him as well as, and it's a positive, and he has given constructive feedback about myself, how I can achieve in the future project about Toastmasters. Not only Toastmasters, about my communication and leadership and beyond on the volunteer organization. At the same time, I got as get a guidance from the area director how I can make market the CGD role. Then I got an opportunity, one of our Toastmaster, DTM Roshan Lewis. He has encouraged me to join a district PQT team. There they are asking for a marketing coordinator. Why you not taking as a advantage to take some experience? Then I said, okay, since it is online, we are not going because this PQT, she is living in Kuwait. So I said, okay, take opportunity while we are online. So I have taken that opportunity, and there also I learned a lot from there. I was not knowing their activity, but they have shared how they are promoting as a PQD to the social media and wherever they want to grow their work to the Toastmasters community. Beyond this one, I make myself not only to the marketing coordinator, there she involved me two projects, which is one for the mentor and mentee program. There also I learned a lot from there, not from her as well as the within the team. Apart from this one, there is a award committee also she made it and she involved me for that role. The reason behind this one, because as an IT background, some of the things required related to IT. So it is a well-known BITP, it is for IT professionals. So overall, what I learned, as I am explaining all those things, I applied my lead any situation in a volunteer organization where really I inspire a lot from our members, from mentor, from the area, from the district, and the Toastmasters community all over the world. Thank you, and back to you, TMOD.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mohammed. Thank you very much for the lovely speech. Although maybe you didn't notice the time. So thank you very much. We will move now because we are on time and on the schedule. So we will be moving to the next session, which is a table topic, and I will be your table topic master. So I would like to welcome Toastmaster Ahmed and Balooshi for the next session, which is table topic master. I will be sharing the slide with you over here, which is, yeah, I hope you can see that. Yep. Okay. Is it clear for everyone over here? Good. Now, I would like to call the guest, our guest Job Mogia, if he's listening to us. Yes. Dear Job Mogia. Okay, maybe you are busy, you cannot. Noor.
Yes, I'm here.
You are here. Okay, thank you very much. Job Mogia, I will be asking you a question over here, okay? If you see the
Sure.
white, some of them are white, some of them are flying answers. Not answers, but this is something like, I want to see what is your feedback about this image. And I will tell you the site, the success pictures, what do they think about this picture, all right? So I would like you to see this picture and tell me in 2 minutes to 3 minutes, what do you see in this?
Thank you so much, Mr. Table Topics Master. Every time we venture into something new, we are definitely expecting that we will encounter obstacles. Sometimes the biggest obstacles we encounter are not even the words we hear around us. And some of the words are based on what people have observed in us or themselves. They may say, you are weak. Nobody has done it, so don't try. Be normal. Why are you leaving us? It's pointless. Why are you even trying? Or you can't do it. Remember, you just give up. And sometimes these words can hold us back from trying what we want to try. But at the end of the day, the question is, do you make the decision to walk away and ignore feedback that holds you down, but also remember to listen in for what can help you on your journey, knowing that you are the first obstacle you have to overcome. And two, some of the voices you hear around you point out to obstacles you need to be aware of. Therefore, not everything you hear is pointless. Number three is that some of what you hear is pointless. John Maxwell says that the worst way to live is, number one, to take everybody's advice because you will be lost. But number two is to take nobody's advice. Because when you do that, you lock out even mentorship that would help you, encouragement that would support you, and the warning that would prepare you for what might hold you back when you need to succeed the most. And so I see in this picture words and feedback and voices, which I have to decide and you have to decide who is worth listening to, who is worth ignoring, what warnings do we need to be aware of on our journey. Back to you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mugir. Let me just repeat brief of what you said. You think that we are seeing obstacles and demoralization, words that suppose a demoralized person. It should hold us from trying because they're keeping nagging on our heads and we should not hear them. So it's you that you make the decision. And it's you have to listen to yourself because you are the only obstacles that in your life if you listen to these people. So you need to decide what is good for you. Thank you very much. Let's see what the site says. So say if people, the problem is that I cannot see this. How do you take off this, the top one? Okay, all right, okay. If people are doubting how far you can go so far that you can't hear them anymore. And I agree with this wording or this sentence very much. Thank you very much, Toastmaster. Thank you very much for your participation. We will go for the next one. I'll go for the guests or the people who were not there before with us. Toastmaster Noor, are you with us?
Good evening, all. Yes, Toastmasters Day.
Noor, okay, thank you very much. Toastmaster Noor, I would ask you to check the next slide. Okay. Now, what do you see in this?
Okay. Do you want me to speak on it?
Yes, please.
Yep. Hello, Toastmasters, dear guests. Very good evening to you all. What I see in this is two dejected people sitting and seeing somebody who is actually putting the ball in the basket. Most of the time in our lives, we see this thing happen very commonly. We see somebody achieving a lot of great things and we have the ball in our hands, same as the guy who is putting the ball in the basket. We have all the opportunities in front of us, but we don't do anything about it. We doubt ourselves. We criticize ourselves. Somebody like, for example, just now Job said that people tell you so many things to put you down. They look at you, the guy who is sitting next to you, he's also as dejected as you are. So they are not achieving anything. So if you are with these people who are not achieving things in their lives, who are not having that zest, zeal, and that zip to go forward with that vitality, what you should be having to achieve your goals, you will be same as them, disappointed, dejected, and depressed. So what I would say is that make it happen, like how the PPT is saying. So some people want it to happen, some wish it to happen, others make it happen. So that's great. That's awesome, sincerely. So what I would say to all of you is, irrespective of what people say, irrespective of what your neighbor guy is saying, irrespective of what your wife says or your kid says or your colleagues say, if you make up your mind, go for it and do it, irrespective of whatever the odds are. Elon Musk said, when something is important enough, you do it, even if the odds are not in your favor. So with that, I pass the thing back to the Table Topics Master today.
Thank you very much, DTM Noor. Thank you very much for your participation. So, as you say, I mean, I just hit it by mistake. I didn't see it, the next slide, but it is people sitting watching winner. This is true, but everyone has his own thinking and his own. Let me just take it over for you. It's some people want it to happen, but they didn't take a step. Some people wish it would happen. Others make it happen, which is true. This is the life. This is how it goes. There are stages in this life, and you are saying that we should not sit there. We have the opportunities and we have to take these opportunities. We have to achieve our goals. We should not just sit there and watch people, because this is the worst thing, being pessimistic. Make up your minds, as good, great examples that you gave, Steve Jobs and Elon Musk. Thank you very much, DTM Noor. We will go for the next one, which is Mohammed. Let me just see this. Mohammed, I cannot see the names. I don't know why I cannot see the names. Let me just see the names. Mohammed Lameen. DTM Mohammed Lameen.
Yes.
Mine or Lameen?
I'm Mohammed Lamin Kaba.
Lameen. Okay.
DTM.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I would ask.
Thank you so much. I'm DTM from Mali in West Africa.
Great. Great, DTM.
Yes, I want to.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes.
Okay, I would like first of all to show you the next image or the next slide, and I would like you to comment on it based on your thoughts.
Okay, thank you for this opportunity. I participate in this session to practice my English, and in this image, I see in balance, a balance in which we have the heart and the mind, and I remark the heart is very high, more than the mind, and I think personally, if you want to react about some situation, the reaction will or the reaction must be based on the mind, or not on the heart. That's what I can say. I'm here to practice my English. Sorry for for the quality of this English.
Your participation.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mohammed. Thank you very much. So, I mean, you have said a perfect sentence. You have said that it's a balance of human mind and heart, and this is very true. This is balance is key in our life, and this is how because if you believe it or not, your heart is your brain. This is the place that guides your brain. So you have to balance between both. Brain is only sending signals for the body to act, but actually the actual signals or the actual decisions comes from the heart. And you said it very perfectly. Thank you very much. Health And health is very important for us, as you say. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mohammed. Thank you very much. I would like now to, do we have time still? Yes, we have few minutes still. Let me see. Yes, as per the schedule, we have for 1 or 2 maybe. I would like to ask who? I would like to ask Muhammad Sai. Muhammad Sai is here. He left. He left.
I think Sai is left. I think Sai is left.
Okay, I want to ask the president actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
And one for, I'll leave it later on. I will ask the president.
Okay.
See this? Okay.
Okay.
Tell me, what do you see in this?
All right. Table topic master, fellow Toastmasters, my dear friends. Whenever you attempt to do certain things, well, whenever you take up a new venture, like my other commentators have said, you can expect oppositions. You can expect stones to be thrown at you. Now, the choice is that you take up these stones and be disappointed. You take up these opposition criticisms and be disappointed and dejected and fall down. And just like the presidential speech that I said, the option is that you will always get stones, you always get criticisms, you always get thrown down. But the option is that whenever you get this criticism, whenever you get fallen down, you have to have that strength to get up and stand up. And here we can see that he's strong. He's got this book in his hand which says be strong, which means that he's already got motivation. He's been motivated by his mentor, he's motivated by people around him, he's motivated by his experience. So he's motivated across with the kind of ideology, with the training that he's got. And now he's got the shield of success at him, and he holds up every criticisms. So every criticism that comes across to us, if you don't think that it is valid for us, you can hear it from one ear and leave it across from the other ear. But if you think that there is a criticism that is creative, that you need to take it up, implement in your life, change it, because others are your mirror. You know, when others look at you, they look at you as every Toastmaster members, everybody who look at you, they are your mirrors. If they say that, listen, your hair is not combed, or you got powder on your face, you know, you decide whether that what they're saying is correct or not. If you have a powder on your face, it's better that you rub it off. Because when my children tell me that, Dad, you got powder on your face, I would rather rub it off rather than go out and see. They'll see the powder on my face and they will laugh at me. They will not ask me to rub the powder off. So when you have a creative criticism heard from somebody, take it up, implement it, because only the people who would want you to change would want to give the creative criticisms, but others would just laugh at you. But either ways, defend across, and that if there is criticisms are not meant for you, just defend it across, move forward, and do not get dejected and stay down. That's all from my side. Thank you. Back to you, table topic.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Santosh. Thank you very much. I always love when you analyze things. You send a vitality message to everyone that, come on, be optimistic. Okay, I agree with you. Criticism, disappointment, and you need to take these back and just move on. And this will happen with motivation by others, as you said. You need, as Bob Marley said as well, get up, stand up, ask for your rights, and do whatever things that makes you good. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Santosh. Great analysis for this. Let me tell you what the site says. It says life doesn't get easier. You just get stronger. So this is how things goes on. Let me go for the next one. This is a very nice one. Okay, this is very nice. This is because this goes for your kids. This goes for your family. And I would like to ask this question to Toastmaster Fatma Farzana, actually. Toastmaster Fatma, what do you think about this picture? This affects you in your life, on day-to-day life? Farzana, Toastmaster Farzana.
Yes. Thank you, table topic master. I understand through this picture, the kids nowadays, they are with either iPad or phones. They are digitally connected. They are not connected with the nature. It's like they are caged. If you see in our small days, the childhood, we enjoyed without technology. We went outside and played, mingled with other kids. We enjoyed the nature. We spent time with the nature, like beaches, trees, all that. But as per this picture, I can see this particular child. It's not only this child, most of the child, they are into technology. I'm not saying the technology is bad, but you have to use it wisely whenever it's needed. If you see nowadays, most of the kids spend a lot of time with the technology, either TV and or else the phone or the iPad. Especially the smart devices. In this picture, even the birds are trying to speak to, I mean, maybe whistling or chirping to this kid. But she can't hear their singing or their sounds because she has put a headphone. I can tell you one real story. I'm a grown-up woman. I every day feed almost 30 to 40 birds in my house. I have made it as a habit. And if you see, like last few days, 2-3 days, they were absent. I saw only like, let's say almost 10 to 15 birds only. Almost, I think 20 to 15 birds are missing. Whenever I feed them, so I put them special food. And I count how many are eating. You know, I was so sad. I was so sad. I was thinking, what happened to these birds? Are they affected with the COVID or something wrong with them? Or did I do any mistake? Did I change their food? No, I was putting them for the last so many years. I'm buying from this, animal shop, type of food for them. The same thing I was putting them, but I was a bit worried and I was dull and I was about to cry. Even my husband convinced me saying, no, they will come back because Ramadan day, so people maybe other places, they also must be putting food for them. So you don't be upset, be happy, they will come back. So I think from yesterday, like few increased and today I saw almost more than 20. So I'm always connected with the nature. I'm not saying I'm not attached to the technology. I'm using it for my studies. Even Netflix I'm watching. I use technology, but nowadays the parents should teach the kids to connect with the nature because nature will teach you a lot. Even when you are emotionally or if you are depressed, if you have any issues, or it's really beautiful. The sky, the birds, the trees and everything. So I humbly request all the parents and the kids, please be connected to the nature and use the technology wisely. Thank you for this opportunity, Mr. Table Topic Master. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Fatima. Thank you very much. Great. Actually, it was a great speech. Yes, the kids are prisoners of themselves. This is because of their parents. They need to watch their kids. Technology could be disaster if not utilized properly. As you said exactly, this is what this picture explains. You need to use it wisely. And the birds over here that are sending a message, they are like, as you said, they are wondering why he's staying there, why we see that this is a cage. So your own example of the birds was great as well. And the advice that you gave, I agree with it 100%. This will be the last one. And this is what the pictures or the site says. Freedom is a state of mind. It's a mindset. You need to teach your kids. It's a mindset. You are responsible for your family. And you need to send this message. as well as same as you are sending the message to the work, when you are sending a mind setting that the work environment to be successful, you have to do the same thing as the family. Thank you very much. We will go back now. I will not go back more than this. Thank you very much. I have more of this, but we don't have time. I will just go directly now to the general evaluator. I apologize. The last one took some time. I'll go to the general evaluator, please. It's your session. Go ahead and do your role. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. It's my time, so let's practice vitality in our feedback as well. Time management is very important, very vital. So let me request our timer to let us know how much time taken by our only speaker today, Toastmaster Viqaruddin. Timer, Toastmaster Waseem, can you let me know how much time Toastmaster Viqaruddin has taken?
Thank you, General Evaluator. The time taken by TM Viqaruddin, 13 minutes, 32 seconds. Back to you, General Evaluator.
32 seconds. Thank you very much. I'll come back to you for the other timing report. Now, let me invite our evaluator, Toastmaster Gangadhar Rao, to read out his evaluation for the speech delivered by Toastmaster Viqaruddin.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. Such a strong message, hidden message, there's so much meaning into it. A great way to start a speech. Whoever learn, they will become leaders. Whoever become leaders, they should continue to learn. Such a message is opening the speech with such an apt message for this speech. This is the first time actually I've seen totally a different Viqaruddin today. In last my so many speeches, what I have seen today is a totally a new Viqaruddin. He's not the old one. I can see that. The comfort and confidence, it went skyrocketing for him. He's grown beyond that to today's speech particularly. Mainly the speech is depending on the 8 skills included in his 360-degree evaluation, on which he has taken feedback from different members of the club and he reacted accordingly. He explained the 8 skills he is trying to cover today's speech very well. The best part is I could see his journey in Toastmaster in today 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes speech. He covered his full journey, which we have seen, of course, but he reminded us the whole journey. Even I forgot some parts of it. He so well constructed the journey, starting from the day one. I have seen him there and today. And the best part is the journey includes stories, examples, and different case study, kind of mini case studies. That is the best thing when you can tell your journey includes stories and examples. For example, we have stories about his 2 roles, like for example, VPPR and CGD. How did he get that roles? How did he manage it? There are 2 stories separately involving those specific areas. And also the best example, for example, he said, I have introduced the country Bahrain to US. Who somebody doesn't know there is a country like Bahrain. So there is a best examples which is very strongly goes in people's mind. It will be really gets the people's attention. Oh, that was something was done so nice. So he has quoted such an examples, and the base model, what he explained, so structured way, the branding, and the branding comes with an example nicely. People can remember branding connected to Domino's Pizza, for example. So the base model is explained so very well and how he practiced it. The only thing is here, apart from all this thing, I would like to recommend one thing. Since the speaker has reached a stage of ending his first pathways, he has completed almost the pathway. At this stage, you should be able to adapt the marking of the stage very well, because in this speech, there is a big scope for marking the stage, because the speaker has VPPR role, CGD role, and other things. So he can mark the stage accordingly and explain his roles very well. Stage marking need to be can be brought in as an improvement area for himself. And a strong closing, we always expect a strong opening was there, a strong closing on the speech. We can bring it with a very nice message, a strong closing. And then the speaker to go to next level, he can bring emotions into speech. The speech can have some kind of sadness where he has gone through a very rough patch during his journey in Toastmasters. It is not an easy journey the way he explained. He has put a lot of hard work. Definitely there is an ups and downs. You can show that up moment where you are happy, where you felt sad. You can show those emotions in the journey. So those kind of emotions can take your speech to the completely next level. Overall, in summary, an excellent speech. I thoroughly enjoyed today Mohammed Viqaruddin's speech. After so much time, he has spent his time in Toastmasters. And body language, absolutely, I can see the way his hands usage is changed from where he started, where it is now. He's completely changed the body language, excellent body language, great stories, and amazing speech. So with these small improvement areas, you can take to next level, next pathways, many more pathways to complete. Wish you all the best, Toastmaster Mohammed Viqaruddin, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Gangadhar Rao, for the detailed evaluation. I'm really happy and impressed the way you evaluated. You covered all the areas. Now, what I found out few areas which I wanted to highlight, basically corrections in terms of the official titles. We use the word Club Growth Director. It's not the Club Growth Director, it is area level. So in area level, it is called Assistant Area Director, Club Growth. Club Growth Director is someone who is part of the district trio. We have the district director, program quality director, and the club growth director. If on the area level, it is assistant area director, club growth, or program quality, and so on. Right? A small correction over there. And second small correction, it is not pathway, it is a path. Toastmaster Viqaruddin has completed the path today from the pathways. Toastmaster Viqaruddin, one, of course, you have been developing yourself, and we see, I'm sure you will see a different yourself today from the day you joined the Toastmasters first meeting. I'm sure you will say yes to that. And this is what the club told you. Mark yourself today and see yourself 6 months from the time. And today you can go and tell us later on what changes you have seen when we ask for the general comments. But excellent, you're progressing very well, congratulations. Just keep a small correction in your speech next time. It's not Toastmasters when you say it, is Toastmaster. When you're talking about it, I'm a Toastmaster, I'm not Toastmasters, I'm a singular. Right? Small correction, we always do that mistake. Moving ahead, let me invite our timer once again, because it is the time management is important, very much vital. So let me request him time taken by our evaluator.
Thank you, General Evaluator. The time taken by our evaluator, TM Gangadhar Rao, is 3 minutes, 51 seconds.
3 minutes, 51 seconds. Can you also read out the time taken by each table topic commentators?
The time is 3 minutes and 30 minutes grace period is given to our commentators, our evaluators.
No, time taken by each table topic commentator.
Sorry. Our guest job is taken 2 minutes, 3 seconds.
Okay.
TM Noor, 1 minute, 59 seconds.
Yeah.
TM Muhammad Lami, 1 minute, 1 second. Our president, TM Santosh Ibrahim, 2 minutes, 15 seconds. TM Fatma Farzana, for 4 minutes, 15 seconds.
Any time disqualification from table topics?
Yes, Mr. General Evaluator, there is one TM Fatma Farzana. She took 4 minutes, 15 seconds. Almost 2 minutes, 20 seconds above the timing criteria.
So in terms of time qualification, we only have today our table topic commentators other than Fatima, Toastmaster Fatima. What about our speaker? His timing was 8 to 9 minutes. Am I correct?
8 to 10 minutes, and he took 3 minutes, 32 seconds.
So again, time disqualified.
Yes.
Time management is important. So we'll proceed now to the next. Now, it's important to know why we are in Toastmaster. We are here to improve our communications and also our leadership skills. So when we talk about improving communications, we do a lot of mistakes, filler words. So let me ask our counter to read out his report. Before I do a lot of our mistakes.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Here is my report. I have concised the report into grand total, where it is overused, filler sounds, and repeated words. TM Santosh 6 times. TM Ahmed Balooshi as a TMOD 5 times. Prepared speeches TM Mohammed Viqaruddin 4 times. Evaluator TM Gangadhar Rao 11 times. And the general evaluator TM Khalid Jalal 1 time. From the table topic session, TM Ahmed Balooshi, who is our table topic master today, 6 times. Guest TM Job Mogire, none. Guest TM Nur Muhammad, none. Guest TM Muhammad Lamin, 9 times. TM Santosh, 6 times. And finally, TM Farzana, 5 times. In total, 53 accountants. That's it from my side. Thank you very much. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Who is our champion of us? Who is our champion?
I beg your pardon?
Who is our champion today?
I didn't get you, please.
Who is the champion?
Who has done the maximum mistakes? I want to be more
mistakes from our guest from table topic, TM Muhammad Lamin. And I will share the screen with you.
Let's give him a huge round of applause because he wanted to improve his communication and English. He is attempting, and that's how we improve our communication. If you don't know something, that's attempted, and that's how we can improve. That's what the table topic, one of the topic was. Now, moving forward, let me invite our grammarian of today and listen to her vitality report. The other party, yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Evaluator. I have made note of all the excellent grammar usage. Today, only one speaker we had. The speaker, TM Viqaruddin, used simple English in his speech. However, he has to focus on past participle. In few places, he used past tense, whereas he has to use past participle. That's what I noticed in his speech. And let's see how many times the word being used. It's 9 times. The word of the day is being used today. That's it from me, Mr. General Evaluator. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Can you let us know who used it maximum?
Toastmaster Ahmed, TMOD.
Let's give him a huge round of applause. Mr. President, we are running out of time. We have few minutes left. If no one can extend the time.
Yes, please. Let's extend the time by another
10 minutes.
Another 10 minutes should be fine.
Can someone second that?
I, TM Mohammed Niroz, I second it.
Thank you. So we have extended the time for 10 more minutes. So I have enough time to read out my report. Now, general comments, how the meeting started. We started the meeting late by 7 minutes. At the time when we started the meeting, we had 9 members and 1 guest. And right now we have 10 members and 1 guest again. In between, the number has increased and again it has decreased. The president called the meeting to order and asked for the apologies he followed the agenda. The agenda was proposed and seconded with the changes of the timer and I did follow up on the guidelines, but the second phone was away from me. Sorry for that. So President called a meeting and he asked for the apologies. The agenda was adopted with the changes highlighted, and like the timer was not available. He has an emergency. So immediately they have identified another timer just before the meeting, which was very well done by the team of the Vice President Education and the Vice President Public Relations, but I could see them working on the background because I'm part of the same group. The first guest who came before the meeting started, he was introduced by the President. Excellent job done. Mr. President, your speech was very, very motivational, I must say. You brought a lot of good quotes in your speech. Fear is a dark room where negatives are developed. We are here to develop positivity, leaders, and it's very much relevant. Beautiful quote. You continued and you also said, do the things you fear, so fear will die, which should be a certain, and get your eyes of tiger back. And that reminded me one of our picture taken by distinguished Toastmaster Sham Jifri during my area director election date. Thanks for taking me to those days. And you also mentioned in your speech, you referred to the founder of Toastmaster International, Dr. Rolf C. Smedley, and this reminded that why we are here and who brought us to this beautiful platform. Excellent for that. Controllers passed to Toastmaster of the day. He introduced the role player, the timer, accounter, grammarian, and evaluator. The timer professionally read out or mentioned about his role. He also showcased the virtual background of the 3 color cards. The accountant also professionally mentioned the role similarly done by the grammarian. Grammarian has gone one step ahead. She also brought the virtual background with her. You could see the word of the day at all the time. Even if you have forgotten it, when we look at the screen, we can know what the word of the day is, so we can use it in our speech. Excellent job done. Please give our grammarian a huge round of applause for that attempt she has made today. What I found missing, Toastmaster of the day, the formal introduction of the role player was not there today. That was missing. You just asked them to come and read out the role, but they did not get their introduction formally, because everyone needs to be introduced in a formal way. So maybe please take a note of that for the future. We had 2 guests in between who joined, but they were not introduced. Can I just please excuse me for a second?
You're excused.
It happens to me as well, all the time.
I have a small emergency. Sorry for this.
Your voice, TM Khalid.
While TM Khalid is away, Toastmaster Ahmed, we have to decide our next meeting, 50th meeting has to be a little grand. All right. The next meeting falls on the 10th of May.
Yes.
Okay. 10th of May is again Ramadan. Do you know when does